If this episode resonated, please share it with another mum who might need it. Follow us on socials at Burnout Mamas.
Check out our journey and we will help you to reconnect with yourself again. Please subscribe and download to all our episodes. It helps us a ton and keeps this podcast going.
Thanks.
Bye. Brilliant.
Hello.
Happy Friday. Nearly end of July.
We really are. And welcome to the Burnout Mamas podcast. And today we are joined by the incredible Elisabeth Henson. And Elisabeth has an inspiring story. She went from experiencing homelessness to building a successful business, helping women growing confidence, business and mindset. And today we're going to be talking about resilience, motherhood, building wealth, spirituality, trusting your intuition and how to believe in yourself when nobody else does. Elisabeth, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to say third time lucky because we've... I think, Elisabeth, this is down to our spirituality, and this is why the psychicness is getting involved with
the last few podcasts have been
today.
A nightmare with tech. We want somebody to volunteer and do this all for us, I'm telling you.
All the tech
Let us just appear and interview.
I've never known anything like it, honestly. Mercury retrograde, I've never known a retrograde like it, seriously. I think we need some help down here from the aliens or something like that. I know.
Definitely. Well, we can hear you now.
We can hear you now. You're very clear, and we can smash this podcast.
We've all got sports days later. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I got pregnant after 6 weeks of meeting my partner. My life before this was great. I was like, just living my best life, just a normal girl. So I never really, I hadn't gone through massive amounts of hardship, and I think that this is why my life then needed a bit of a downward spiral so that I could actually help other people. We opened our cafe when I was about 8 months pregnant, which was ridiculous, and then for 18 months we struggled on. I missed the first 18 months of my son's life. It was heartbreaking, and our cafe was just swallowing us financially. It was busy, but the numbers weren't working because we weren't looking at the numbers. Then we actually had environmental health get a call out from like a disgruntled delivery driver and say that we had mouse droppings. We absolutely didn't. I had 3 companies come out to check. It was mushroom, but I just believe that was divine intervention. And then we both kind of went into a depression. We'd had our second child, and for like 2 years we were on universal credit, surviving, using food charities, debt collectors at the door from the cafe, and it was just hell. We were both trying to keep our heads above water. And then I had my daughter, and I love my boys, I adore my boys. I think having a little girl just changed something within me where I was like, she's watching me as a woman now. And there was one day when she was about 4 months old when I saw a flea on her head, and I could not afford flea treatment. And that was the moment where I was like, all this manifestation, you've been learning it for years. It's how I got through the cafe, was listening to podcasts. You've been thinking about starting this business. Like, are you honestly going to let your life continue like this? Started posting online, my readings, my offerings, got on TikTok, and I had my first 10K month within 6 months. And it's just gone from there. And now I'm just helping other women with this same work.
Wow,
that's
so
amazing.
Let's take it back to the beginning. Obviously, you said we say the word homeless, but you're in a sort of bad position where you had to go back and live with your parents. Can you take us back to that time, and what was the defining moment where you thought, I've got to change this?
Yeah, I think so. That word, I mean, technically we were homeless, so like we weren't living on the street, but we did not have a home. And if any of your listeners have experienced this, whether struggling to find somewhere to rent or trying to get council house, it's just dire. It was dire 4 years ago. I can't imagine what it's like now. Where I bought a pack of tarot on Klarna, not knowing how I would make the next 2 payments, and my landlady was a vicar, and she didn't like that. And she kicked us out after, she'd verbally said that she was going to renew our, or, when I'm literally there holding my little beautiful girl and she's saying, yeah, yeah, absolutely, you're a family, I wouldn't kick you out. And then we got the phone call from the company. And we were struggling. It was just constant rejection, like trying to keep our mental health straight. Because my business had just started, so I was like, yes, let's go. And then this happened with like not having anywhere to live, and getting eviction notices, being told that you're over time, having nowhere to go. And my mum and dad were due to sell the house, and they just had to make the decision to not sell it and let us move in because we just had nowhere to go. It was so insanely stressful that time, going to viewing houses. They didn't, constant rejection. And we moved into my childhood bedroom with 3 kids, me and my partner, 3 dogs, 3 cats, rabbits. So not the rabbits in the bedroom, but it just made me like,
Oh,
this needs to change
Gives you a
now.
push.
And yeah, and then 6 months later, I manifested the beautiful, gorgeous farmhouse with the playground in the garden and the horses in the garden that we live on now. So it changed very quickly.
so that was literally 6 months later, was it?
It was, yeah, I think we moved in about the May or June, and then we were in here for Christmas. So 7, 8 months, maybe 6
Wow,
months.
I mean,
that is.
I love your page, and I'm all about manifesting. The Secret's my favourite book. We've done it a lot. I dip in and dip out. I always do Francesca Amber's Christmas goal setting,
Uh-huh.
and we're on it. And we said we were going to do like a 6 monthly review. But I mean, your house on there is something that is like my dream home. And I'm like, how have you done it? I mean, what does the word manifestation mean to you, and how important was it in changing your life?
Yeah, I mean, manifestation to me means, being able to create literally anything you want limitlessly in your life through your inner state. Everything is just energy and it being completely limitless. I think with this house, we'd stopped looking for a little bit, and I remember looking and seeing it because I was always looking, and it's literally called a farm, right? It's called a farm, and I always wanted to live on a farm. I used to read these books about twins when I was little, and I think it was Home Farm Twins. I don't if that is so niche,
I
so I don't
remember
know if any.
that.
Do you remember it?
I remember that books. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I loved it, and it was Kittens in the Kitchen was my favorite one, and now I keep rescuing kittens. I always wanted that was what I wanted, right? And I manifested it. Like that little girl who was like, I want to live on a farm. Like I'll live on a farm. Like there's sheep there, there's cows there. Obviously, I don't actually do anything with the farm because we rent it, right? And I'm always transparent about that. We rent here, and I saw it, and then I didn't look, and then something told me go and have another look. Now my credit was horrendous from the cafe, and I was like, we've just been getting instant rejection, and we came to view it, and the guy was like, if you want it, you can have it. And I was like, but our credit's really bad, and the estate agent who was going with kept saying to him, like he told us, kept saying to him, they're not reliable. Like, are you sure? 'Cause it's high rent. Like it's high rent for the area. And he went, I don't care the nice people, just give them it. And I was like, tell me how that works. Like, that is not the experience that I had before. It was just basically like your credit score's not good enough. You can't prove your affordability because my business wasn't that old yet. And yeah, just that. Are you telling me that wasn't manifestation? Like, come on, it definitely was.
And that that was like his gut instinct. It was like when you bought your property, Isla. You
Yeah.
both of you went off your gut instinct, didn't you? And you just
Yeah.
gelled. So I think
Yeah.
it's so important, especially when you're doing business deals as well. Go with your gut instinct and how you feel the energy of that person.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I think a lot of women would be so much further along in what they want to create for themselves if they just close the gap between download, inspiration in the body, and action. But we're not taught to live like that, are we? We're taught to
Yeah.
logic. Overthink your way out of the good feeling that you've been feeling.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, have there been any moments where you've doubted yourself?
Oh my gosh, 1,000,000%. Yeah, I mean, our brains are meant to keep us safe. They're wired to keep us safe. And I have doubts all the time, even now. I think the most successful people do. I think that what people do differently who move through it is we have the tools and we know what we need to do to immediately shut that down, immediately shift out of it, not go into a spiral about it. What I always say is, for limiting beliefs in any sort of worries that might come up, right? Especially because I do a lot of money work for people or business work for people, is people think like, oh, it's the belief rewiring, you have to rewire your beliefs. Actually, it's not about the beliefs, it's when the beliefs go from your brain and land in your body. And I say we stop it at the eyebrows. So when those doubts come in or those thoughts come in, you do not let them melt into your body so that your body gets in a state of fear or worry or doubt or lack. You literally stop it, like smash yourself out of it, jump up and move your state, think, have an arsenal of amazing memories, amazing thoughts, future visualizations that you can bring into your field right now and think about. And that is such a powerful way to not let those doubts consume you. But I don't think anyone ever doesn't have doubts. I actually don't.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, what are your daily habits that have made the biggest difference? So,
Action. I know. I have my rich girl rituals that I might pull out at some, like if I need them, like getting into changing my state with like music, dancing about. There's, I love cheesy, rubbish 2000s pop. C'est La Vie by Bewitched, bit of S Club, get it on, dance around, move your body. That is something that I will always do. I would say apart from that, it's doing the things that I know that I need to do in my business to go and create waves of money. Yeah, you're probably not going to ever find me in like a 10-step morning routine because I've got kids to get out the door, right?
Yeah.
So
I know, and kids
yeah.
change you.
And that is so
Oh, yeah.
relatable. We're all
Hmm.
in the same position. Like, it's hard because every day is different. You don't know if one day my daughter this morning's crying about getting ready, and I'm like, oh God, here we go. She had a late night because we went to go and see a show. So every day is different with kids. So you can't always have a set plan and it go to plan. But that is life, isn't it? So like
Yeah.
for what is really amazing is I always think this with previous podcasts that we've had, people have had to hit the rock bottom to obviously climb that mountain, and that's the motto I say really about climbing the mountain again. you
Hmm.
know what what advice could you give women out there that could be at rock bottom and they can't see the way up? Like, what was
Feeling
something that,
overwhelmed.
feeling overwhelmed, what was something that really helped you through that?
So I think there's so much, and there's so much that I do and help women with. I would say if they are overwhelmed at rock bottom, do not, cannot see the path forward, it is the biggest needle moving action take that. You want to see evidence in your life that things are changing. So I think a lot of the time we need a burst of like shifting timelines, doing something that would be the opposite of what you would usually do. I would say you're you have absolutely no idea. This is the thing. You have absolutely no idea what you are actually capable of. And if you're in a place where you are at rock bottom, I think looking at, have you been living true to yourself? Have you been living from that like collapse in the timeline between what you felt in your body and moving? Your intuition is so loud, but oftentimes you can't hear it because our brain is just making so much noise. How can you like take yourself and have a moment? For me, we went on a little camping trip. It was freezing, and I went and sat by the beach, and I was like, I just had a minute for myself to just stop and just think like, what do I really actually want? So many of us are so conditioned to have put ourselves into a life that we never even wanted in the first place. I would say there's so much free information out there now, so much. The differences of someone who's massively overwhelmed and at rock bottom and is going to change life or not is then actually implementing that information. So if you're an information hogger,
Yeah.
move on the information, please. I beg of you.
No,
It's
that's
amazing. I mean,
amazing.
you've built an incredible business helping women. I was just going to say, how did that evolve from like the tarot cards to doing like women's retreats and all
And
the
they
things
look
you do?
amazing,
They
by
do.
the
I
way.
would love
We would love to come
to do one.
one.
It's so up
Yeah.
our street. So yeah, I mean, how did that sort of progress from what you were doing?
So when I started, obviously I was doing the psychic readings. I hadn't really always known I was psychic. It just sort of like, it was amazing. And then I started offering one-to-ones. And then in the one-to-ones, I thought, I don't think I'm just psychically reading here. I think I'm coaching. I think I am actually coaching in these. Then I did every single
Yeah.
year I do a Lionsgate event because it's the most powerful manifestation day of the year. So my first group offer was like £8. I had like 100 people join. I had a Facebook group that was popping off. And I used, so for me it was TikTok. TikTok into Facebook group was where my community was getting built. And I realised like after about a year, so I've been doing stuff like shadow work, spirit guides, all of that. I thought the biggest question people are coming to me and asking is how can I change my life financially? And I thought, well, how have I changed it? Yes, I've changed it with the energy work, of course, but I have a business that's a vessel for the money to pour through. And I truly believe that, we're in a time of entrepreneurship where you've got a rectangle in front of you right now. The limitless potential of how much money you can make on that is insane. Like our ancestors are like, I used to have to walk like miles to go and like make and get water, and you've got a phone in front of you. So I was like, I'm going to create something around business, because I think there's a lot of people teaching business right now who are teaching what they've studied and not what they've survived. So I was like, I'm going to teach what I've
Yeah.
done. But then at the same time, I was like, I don't want to lose the spirituality. So I was like, oh, as true to me, I'll just do a retreat. It filled out straight away. And then I've done 5 retreats. Then I've got my 6th one in November, and it's almost got a bit like bigger and more luxurious every time. So that's sort of how it's evolved. I would say I'm a psychic business strategist for business owners who are wanting to scale their business to 10 to 100k months. They know that they need the strategy, but they want the energy as well. But I would also say I'm the general woo-woo girl who's going to tell you how to change your life internally as well. But for me, yeah, I love the retreats, and I will always do them because I'm obsessed with Real Housewives, and we do, not the nastiness, but it's like we're living our Real Housewives life when we're at those retreats, jumping in the pool and the massage chairs and stuff. So it's sort of a web now. It's a
I've
bit more
always
of a
said
web.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like-
love that. And by the way, I wish we introduced you in that way because that sounded so phenomenal. I love that.
I mean, can you coach us? I mean, what the hell? We would love 100k
We're
months.
booking in with
We're
you
booking
tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll do it. 100k months. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Oh, right, so hold us to that. I love Desperate Housewives, but my thing behind it was they all have entrepreneurial businesses. They're not just housewives, they actually work really hard, and I just love that mindset of like trying to have everything. And I don't think it's materialistic, but if you've got the freedom to want all the things that you want to do to give to your children, and it gives you my thing as well. We just had a lady on talking about domestic violence, didn't we? And I just feel like for people out there that are struggling in those kind of relationships, I know you can be controlled financially, but if you have your own thing going, you've got a little bit more freedom to make the decision to leave, I think, anyway, or to start off afresh.
And we talk about this so much to inspire
Yeah.
women that we are amazing, powerful creatures, aren't we? And obviously, we are really, and it's believing in that we really are. And, not letting anything shadow us in the way. Like, we're very powerful. We can bring up children. We can run households. We can multitask.
Yeah. Do you remember we did
it's
that?
It's a power.
Yeah.
It's power, isn't
that
it?
retreat, and we were meditating before we'd even started the podcast.
Yeah.
And the one message I got was, it was really weird, but I had this sense
You wrote
that,
it down as well,
yeah, and
didn't
I
you?
can't remember. I don't know if it was somewhat like Mother Earth told us that we have to bring the feminine stronger again. In different words, but it was basically about making women strong again and their powers. So I believe that's what we're doing with this podcast. I know it sounds a bit woo-woo, but
Elisabeth, you tell us if we're going in the right way.
That is not woo-woo. That is exactly what's happening right now. Like, oh my gosh, are you joking? Giving birth is just about the most powerful, physically expansive. You walk to another portal, through a portal to another realm to bring your baby back. I believe that wholeheartedly. You leave your body during childbirth, and people are like, and it's like we're seen as the weaker sex. Are you joking? Do you know any woman who isn't holding so much emotionally, physically, like to raise children, like to be everyone's emotional soundboard? Like, I'm obsessed with women. These men could never. They could never like do what they couldn't do what we do, right? I feel like this is turning a bit like feminist, but no, that's not
No,
feminism.
I
That's
love it.
total opposite.
Love it.
Our husbands are out there and they're like, what's this burnt
My
out
husband
mothers?
is, well, my God, I said husband, he's not a husband, partner. He's so traditional. He was like, I'm going to have a burnt out papa's podcast. And I was like, oh, here we go. It's all a bit of a joke, but yeah.
But
Yeah,
have there
I
been
think.
any...
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, Elizabeth.
Sorry.
Go on, go for it. Go for it.
I don't know. There was a thought coming, but I feel like it's gone. What was it? Oh, what did you say about? Oh, yeah. I think a lot of the time as well, when you're talking about, the domestic violence and people being financially controlled, and even, I think why do you want money, right? It's not even about just looking at the number in your bank account or like physical cash. There's a feeling that you want that comes with money. It's freedom, it's choices, it's decisions, never having to say yes when you don't want to say yes, never having to say no when you actually want to say yes. Like, that's
Yes,
what money does.
100%.
That's what it creates for you.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm going on a girls' trip. I'm paying for it. You can't say no because you don't want to pay for it, but I'm going. You've got that freedom.
It's freedom.
I mean, of course, you've got to discuss it with your partner and stuff, but if you want to do
No,
something,
we need
no one
to
can say, you're not going because I'm trying to control you. You're like, up yours, I'm going.
Yeah, but not even that. Like, even if you was a single mother,
Yeah.
it's having that freedom that to either bring the children with you or,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? You
Paying
can
for
financially
childcare, just
afford
yeah,
that
it just
as well.
opens up a different one. Also, that sense of freedom, I think, makes you feel secure.
Yeah, it's safety, isn't it? It's safety and it's adventure as well. I think we've incarnated here into the human body to experience a human experience. We have the most beautiful vast oceans and white beaches and jungles to explore and like the world to see and so many things to experience. I'm sorry, but the way the world works is you need money for that. And the vehicle to do that, I believe, is
Yeah.
manifestation and entrepreneurship, 100%. Let's do it. Let's live the most beautiful quality of life so that you can have memories with your children, adventures, and, I'm so passionate about it, and I think it's available to any one person who chooses it.
Yeah,
100%. I mean,
amazing.
have there been moments where you've trusted your instincts, even when it didn't make like logical sense?
Yeah, everything, everything I ever do doesn't make logical sense. Yeah,
I mean,
I run off my personal power. I run off my solar plexus and my intuition, my sacral, my gut. Um, yeah, I think a lot of my offerings or a lot of my work don't look like they would work on paper. Don't look like I could hold it. I mean, my retreat. Do you know it costs me about £15,000 minimum to run my retreats? They do not make logical sense, right? But if spirit is telling me and making me feel like that's where I need to go, that's where I'm gonna go because it works every time.
Yeah,
I
amazing.
love the retreat.
Oh, and I even saw that you had a personal chef, and I was like, wow, that's definitely
Listen-
down my street. That sounded
We're
amazing.
not
Yeah.
great at cooking either. We were talking.
This is lap of luxury. Listen, you're not gonna go. I get the whole like living in huts and all of that. That's great, and like going and being with the earth and camping. That's fine. Now listen, I'm an outdoorsy girl, but I think when you come to a retreat, there's nothing like healing your ancestral trauma and screaming in a workshop and then going and jumping in the pool and playing silly seals and then having your lunch prepared by the private chef and going to the bar and going on the massage chairs. I think what that does is it's the integration. So when you're doing the manifestation and healing, that's great in the workshop, but the fun brings the integration, which is why we need more fun in our lives. And yeah, shout out to Luke. He's been my private chef for the last 5. He's part of the furniture now. I'm surprised. He's probably fully enlightened and healed now.
I love it.
I love
and that is important fun. And I know that's why I do try and obviously as well try and get together with the girls or have nights out. Not to promote like drinking or anything, but I do feel like after sometimes you've had a really good night out, you do feel a little bit more bonded. You've let your hair down. as long as you're in control and staying here.
And that's not even to just go out. That's like leave it, literally even just going to a class or a retreat.
Yeah.
Just to
something that's connected with other people.
Something for you.
Be a girl. Just be a girl. We're literally just girls. Like, let's have fun. Let's do the you know, the waste of time stuff that actually raises your vibration. You know, I think there's a lot going around on social media right now that's basically like, and the final level of spirituality is coming back to the human materialistic world and just being a human. You know, I love a spicy margarita. I'm a human. I want to experience it all. I think, you know, you get to be all of you and enjoy your life and love your life and just do the things that light you up.
One of the questions we were going to say about, you know, like how to feel connected again, and I actually think we've just all answered it there, haven't we? It's just actually feeling connection to yourself again, isn't it?
You can't force yourself out of a bad place. You can't. You have to like jaw yourself out of a bad place. Have you seen that Bible podcast clip that's like, don't job your love your job? Is that what did I just do my version of that?
Oh, I love it. I love that.
Just like romanticize your life and oh God.
Well, Elisabeth, I know you've got sports day, and then you've got a sports day next
school.
week.
It's just like, oh, by the way, I'm just going to throw something else in.
We're just going to throw the podcast before we've got sports day and that. But can we just do a quick fire round? You have been so amazing, Elisabeth, and honestly, thank you for putting your vulnerability out there and, you know, being so honest and sharing your story with other women, honestly, because it will really inspire our listeners. It's inspired us today, and
Definitely.
I think we think you're amazing. We think you're great, and your energy is on point. It's so great. So,
thank you so much.
Can you do a quick fire round with us? So we're going to ask you some little power questions quickly.
Okay.
Don't mind, we're going to put you on the spot now. So what's one word to describe yourself?
Your younger self.
Your younger self, okay.
My younger self, lost. My younger self,
That's fine.
I think a lot of us were.
But we know now how to get you back. We need to play some S Club for you.
Yeah, reach.
We love that, and also we all love a bit of S Club. I mean, we grew up listening to S Club. What's your biggest lesson motherhood has taught you?
The part of your child that triggers you the most is a reflection of you.
Yeah.
That was the shadow work. Do some shadow work around it.
I didn't think about that one.
That's really true.
What's one limiting belief every woman should let go of?
That people are going to judge them. No one cares. Everyone's obsessed with themselves. You know, like that people will judge you for anything that you want to do. I promise you, you're not that important. They're busy with their own lives.
Do you know who said that? Roxy as well.
Yes, she did.
said exactly the same as what you've just said. And these and you guys are all very powerful women, so very important, that one. You really did.
Just do it.
And two more things, sorry, and then we'll let you go to sports day.
No, it's all good.
Your best business advice that you've ever received or learned.
Oh, there's too many. What? All right, this is the one I'm going to go for, but it's just that people will buy from you when they make a connection to you, and because there's a million people who do what you do. When they connect to you as a person, the forever clients then.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's the face of the brand, isn't it?
It's the relationship building, isn't it?
Definitely. Yeah. And the last question, sorry, Elisabeth, but what does success look like today for you?
I would say success is richness, but it's not just financial richness. It's richness of life, being in the moment when you're in it, reaching the goals that you want to reach and actually celebrating them, taking a moment to celebrate them before going to the next thing. I think success is, to me, being able to be at peace, having a goal that you're working towards. If we're not growing, we're dying. And just success to me is happy, healthy children who also know that they can achieve anything that they want.
That's
Love
amazing.
that. Oh my God.
Amazing.
Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining us today. Your journey is such a powerful reminder that where you start doesn't define where you can end up. Whether people connected with your resilience, your business journey, your approach to your mindset, or your thoughts on intuition, we're sure they'll take something valuable away from this conversation. If you've enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review and share it with someone who needs to hear it. You can find Elisabeth through the links in our show notes, and we'll put them all on our post as well, Elisabeth. Until next time, remember to take care of yourself, keep believing in yourself, and we'll see you on the last episode before we have a break for August of the Burnt Out Mamas podcast. See you later.
Thank you, Elisabeth. You've been amazing. Lots of love. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
If you're loving the show, don't forget to download our latest episodes. It helps us a ton by boosting the show and making sure more people find us.
Plus, you can listen anytime, anywhere, even offline.
And while you're at it, make sure to follow us on Spotify so you never miss a new drop.
Want even more behind the scenes content? Follow us on Instagram, YouTube and TikTok at Burnt Out Mamas, one word, for exclusive clips, updates and fun extras.
Hit that follow button, send us a message and let's keep the Burnt Out Mamas community going.